Welcome back to another episode, and today we have a 2014 C300. This one's a 3.5 motor, and we got a few issues with this vehicle today. All right, the owner of this vehicle was complaining about a leak underneath the car. When he got up to go to the store, he saw a pot of fluid, and it technically was from this side. It was from the passenger side, so he decided to bring it in, and we ran some diagnostics and we found the issue. So we ended up finding the issue on this vehicle. It is confirmed that it has a coolant leak. Let me show you how I actually found this. We actually have a pressure tester to the coolant to test the system and see exactly where our leak is coming from. So let me actually hook up that pressure tester again. Let me set up to like 5 psi, 5.5, maybe 6 psi, and I'm going to show you where the actual leak is coming from. All right, it's been a few minutes, or like several minutes, and let me see if I can get my light in there. Look where the leak is coming from. It's actually coming from this pipe right here that connects to the thermostat. So what's happening, it's dripping onto the belt, slinging it, so it's dripping down on this side, and then when it hits the pan, the lower pan, it goes to the other side, so it makes it look like you have a leak on the other side. So that is where our problem is coming from. I did suggest the owner to just go ahead and, since we're there, let's go ahead and replace the water pump and the inlet to the water pump. But at this point, we're just going to do the thermostat. So I'm going to show you guys how to replace that thermostat on a 3.5 C300. Let's go ahead and start from the bottom. This here is facing the front of the vehicle. We've got to remove this cover. This is where our radiator is at. We have to drain the coolant. I believe there's a petcock in there, so right here is our drain, and this is a petcock right here. You just got to twist it to the left side. But I also did notice we have a coolant leak as well here coming from the actual radiator. So I'm gonna advise the owner of this vehicle, and well, he has no choice. We have to get a radiator out here ASAP. So we're gonna have to replace his radiator as well. All right, let's go ahead and start with this side. I obviously took the air box out, get it out the way. There's a clip here, same style clip over here. Let's go ahead and take this hose first. Try not to break anything. There you go. Let's take this connector off too. Let's try this one again. Just be careful. Go. T25, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so these bolts are pretty long, and they go all the way to the throttle body, so I think you should be able to pull this out. There's an O-ring. Just gonna leave this here. Or you can also disconnect it if you want to. Just go ahead and move this pipe out the way. Right here's your thermostat. It's a clip, pull it up. Might be stuck in there. There we go. This O-ring is kind of shot as well, so this O-ring will be replaced. Actually, both O-rings will be replaced since I will be replacing the radiator. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the belt. It is the tensioner is right here underneath. It's a 17 mil, and then there's a pin where you can put just like a little Allen key to hold it in place. Take a picture of your belt routing. But you don't have to take this. This is just for me because I actually want to clean off this grease with brake cleaner. So I'll have good access for that. Let's go ahead and disconnect the connector for the thermostat sensor. Be careful not to break any of these tabs. They are brittle with all this heat. Put that to the side. Now we have 3 bolts. We have one here, and another one right here. But first, let's take this one out. That's for the coolant pipe that goes in there. T30. Small little bolt. Now this O-ring, this is where it was leaking from. Could have just replaced this O-ring, but let's go ahead and just replace the entire thermostat. Why not? T30 again, 1, 2, 3. Just make sure not to strip the bolts. And these are not that tight, so I'm torquing them back. Just takes a little bit. All right, so we are gonna kind of pull this out carefully. So there is a O-ring on the new one. So that's why it's kind of hard to take out. By the way, this is a genuine part from Mercedes-Benz. It's just stuck in there. There you go. Hey. We got the part out. This O-ring was giving me the fight, but we also do have another inlet in there. I'm going to show you right now. All right, let me take you a little closer, and there is the inlet. There's a plastic tube that I'm going to pull out. I do have the replacement part. I did get it from the dealership, so I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, clean the mating surface, and before I even do it, I'm going to plug this up so no debris get in there because it is filthy. You don't want any of these debris going in there. All right, we're at the parts table. Here is the part number for the thermostat. The thermostat does come with the rectangular gasket that you need as well. And it does come with the O-ring as well. The separate things I did buy was that cylinder that I was telling you about. This is part number, and then the tube. It does has, I believe, 2 O-rings is in here. Actually, not really O-rings, it's like a hard rubber around it. So we're gonna need this one, and then we have the 2 O-rings, separate O-rings. This is for the radiator hose that go, actually the radiator hose that goes onto the thermostat, and then the O-ring for that coolant pipe. So make sure to get these gaskets. All right, let me show you what I got going on for the last 45 minutes. So remember about that coolant pipe that goes inside the thermostat. So when I started pulling it out, it started just coming off in pieces, and that's what I got going on right now. So I'm chipping away slowly. I did plug both holes. I don't want any plastic going into the just the cooling system. So that's what I'm doing. I'm slowly just chipping away. You got to be very careful not to scratch the aluminum housing, otherwise you will have a leak. So that's what I'm battling right now, trying to get that coolant pipe off. And since all those heat cycles, it's just stuck in there and it's just falling apart. So just be patient. Yeah, let me show you what I got going on here. I finally took this piece of crap thing off. Again, it's very soft. This is like rubber here on the side. Take your time. And just be careful not to mar the aluminum housing. We also cleaned up the mating surface here. This is the new pipe. So this pipe actually goes in. This side is smaller. The taper side goes outside. This one, you're going to push it in. Let me show you. Let's go ahead and loop this bad boy up. I'm using white lithium grease. All right, looks like it's seated all the way in. And again, we're replacing that for good measure. That is brittle, so if you put a new thermostat in there, you have a probability it might leak. There is a gap between the housing and the actual block in the back, so you will spring a leak. So it's not a bad idea to replace it since you're here. Let's go ahead and put the thermostat. And let's go lube this O-ring. Our bolt. Don't over torque it. It is a plastic housing, so be careful. Let's go ahead and replace this O-ring. It's already flat, so. Clean this pipe. Brake cleaner. Put in the new O-ring. Lube this bad boy up too. There we go. Put your screw on. There we go. Not too tight. You can break the plastic housing. All right, we have the new thermostat installed. We have all new O-rings, coolant pipe, also the one in the back, the coolant pipe that goes to the thermostat behind. It's important to replace this. If you don't replace it, you can risk damaging or breaking a piece of plastic when you're installing the new thermostat. So replace it. If you don't want to replace it, you're going to struggle like me. Like, this is all brittle and it's really hard to remove. Just make sure to plug up those holes so you don't have any debris going inside the cooling system. So that's that. Put your throttle body back. I'd suggest replacing the O-ring as well in there. Put all the connections, top it off, and then usually what I do is I turn the car on, the heater at the highest setting, and then I'll wait a couple minutes, and then I'll rev the engine to like 2 to 3,000 RPM, and I'll do that in cycles. Like 4 or 5 times, and that usually helps restore the heat, and then also it opens up the thermostat so you can add more coolant. Now I will be linking all the parts I use for this job in the description box if you guys are also interested in, you know, tackling this job. Fortunately, I can't put everything together now just because I had to replace this radiator. Like I said, I'll probably do another video on a radiator replacement, but at the moment I'm still waiting on parts. So with that being said, if you guys found this video helpful, please hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.